Hi friends, welcome to Heather's Hippo Yoga. I'm Heather and I am so grateful you decided to join me today. This practice is a beginner gentle yoga for bigger bodies. It's a great practice to just use on an everyday basis. It's super calming, very relaxing, chill, and definitely accessible. So let's get started. Go ahead and come down onto your mat, onto a nice comfortable seat. Crisscross applesauce. Now, you want to make sure that you're sitting up nice and tall, right on top of your sits bones. So you can sit on top of a blanket or a pillow. So you really want to make sure you're not rounding your back, but rather it's a nice natural S curve. And that you're fairly comfortable and you can sit like this for a while. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always put your feet straight out, or you could sit on a chair if you want to start there. It's perfectly fine. We're just going to begin by tuning in. So to do that, go ahead and close your eyes. Rest your hands in your lap. Sit up nice and tall, lengthening the space between your heart and your belly button. And just start to breathe in nice and normally through your nose, in and out through the nose. And as you do this, try not to force it to be any specific way. Let it be as it exactly is right now. And then start to notice it. Take note if it is shallow or deep. Is it fast, slow, easy or strained? Just really tune in and bring your attention to the breath. Excellent. All right. Go ahead, start to rub the palms of your hands together, starting to create a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth. And go ahead, cup your hands over your eyes and inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Start to massage your face, making little circles, starting at your forehead, moving your way down to your brows, especially right in the middle of your brows. Just starting to ease some of that tension or tightness you might feel there. Moving to your temples, your cheekbones, your cheeks. And then take the heels of your hands and draw them down your jaw. Opening your mouth, releasing that jaw. And then bring your hands to prayer. This is called a prayer mudra. And connect your thumbs to your sternum. Close your eyes and press gently into your palms. And breathe in and out through the nose. Perhaps taking a moment to set your intention for this practice today. It could simply be why you came here. What is it you hope to gain? It could be a word, a feeling, even a phrase. No pressure. And release your hands down into your lap. We're going to do a very short pranayama practice, which is a breath practice, just to really get the air moving and get our muscles accustomed to deep breathing. So go ahead, put one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, close your eyes, and just start to breathe nice and deeply in and out through your nose. And as you do this, I want you to feel your belly button. rise and fall with this breath. Really filling up the space in your entire belly. Imagining you've got a balloon inside your tummy that expands when you inhale and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And exhale, it gets smaller, shrinks a little tighter. So inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, take as much air as you possibly can in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Take in all the air you possibly can and exhale it out. Keep going at your own pace. Excellent. Go ahead, release your hands down. Switch the cross of your legs if they're crossed and start to make circles with your torso. They can be big or small, slow or fast. And then start to connect the breath to this movement. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back, and then go ahead, reverse directions. Inhale forward, exhale back. Starting to connect the breath. Be very intentional with it. Breath is a key in practicing yoga. It truly is the access to all healing and happiness. And then slowly make the circles smaller one by one. Just like you're going up a spiral. Eventually coming to stillness. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and move to tabletop. So all fours. Now, what you can do is if you have sensitive knees, you can grab a blanket and put it underneath your knee so you have a little bit of cushion, all right? We want to protect our joints, so do whatever you need to do to get comfortable. If you have tender wrists, or if this is just a little too intense, what you can do is you can grab a blanket, like so, and then fold it up, put it at the top of your mat. Put it like this. And if you put your heels on the edge of the blanket and your hands down, it sort of takes the pressure off your wrists, right? Because you're not in that 90-degree angle. So this is always an option for you, right? And you can always make it a little bit more narrow so it's not so intense, right? This is a great way to really start to strengthening your wrists and helping them be able to withstand the strength that it takes for yoga, okay? So for now, find what makes you comfortable and what works for you. I like to use gloves when I practice yoga, just because it helps me keep my hands from slipping on the mat. These are called yoga paws. Super handy, super fun. I think you can probably find them on Amazon or go to their website if they're still around. I've had these for a few years. You can also put a towel down and put your hands on the towel if that helps, or grab a yoga strap and put your hands on top of that. That also helps with traction. So coming into your tabletop, you want to make sure, let me tuck this in a little bit so you can see my belly a bit. You want to make sure that your fingertips, your pointer fingers are facing toward the top of the mat. Your wrists, your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And you want to imagine that somebody is pulling the crown of your head forward and pulling the base of your spine back. So you've got this beautifully lengthened spine. Your navel is drawn in and you're pressing through your hands. This is tabletop. It's very engaged and really lovely. It's great for building strength. And so let's go ahead and move into our cat and cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and gaze. Exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and gaze. Exhale, round the back, chin to chest, press through your hands. Inhale to cow, breathing into the belly. Exhale, arc your back like a cat. Blow out all the air. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Stay with me for a few more breaths. Inhale, drop the belly, breathe. Exhale, round the back. Press through those hands. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the back. Go ahead, come back to that beautifully lengthened spine. Touch your big toes together, widen your knees, and press back into child's pose. Now there's a few variations for child's pose that can help you out. So I've got bigger thighs and I have a belly that gets in the way. So that's why I spread my knees nice and wide, okay? Never feel as if you have to keep your knees close together. This is not comfortable. So spread the knees wide, nice and wide. Give room for your belly and thighs. And come on down. You want to release your heart and your head down to the mat. And what I like to do is I like to bend my elbows because there's a little bit more weight forward on my arms and my shoulders than there is back because I have bigger thighs. So this is comfortable for me. And in this I can relax and release and just breathe. You can also bring your head to a block if that is comfy, or to a pillow. You really just want to have a nice lengthened spine to where you can breathe and release. So take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh. You can also reach your arms out straight in front of you if that feels nice. If not, just stay where you're at. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh. And then go ahead, press back up to tabletop. And you're going to shift forward to lay down on your belly, however works for you. I have to move my boobs out of the way, kind of adjust a little bit, and that's all right. So put your hands next to your chest, forehead on the ground. Press into the tops of your feet so your legs are engaged. Draw your navel into your belly button. Make sure there's no weight on your hands. They're kind of just here as a guide. They're not really doing anything. You want to make sure your shoulders aren't up towards your ears, but down and back. And we're going to just inhale, lift the gaze, reaching the heart forward, right? We're not focusing on the height here. We're focusing on the length. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, reach the heart, and exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift, reach, and lift the hands up. Let them hover just a second, and lower down. And now we're going to go ahead and press back into downward facing dog. So come back up to tabletop. Make sure your fingertips are pointed towards the top of your mat. Fingers are spread wide. And then just move your hands a couple inches forward, tuck the toes, and you're going to press through your hands and send your butt up. Boom, just like that. And you can walk your feet in if you need to. You want to keep a nice bend in the knees with the first downward facing dog. And really we're just making an upside down V. Sending the weight, pressing through the hands and sending the weight to the back. Sending the heels down towards the mat. If they don't touch the mat, that's perfectly fine, so long as you feel that stretch up your back leg. Let your head hang. You really want to lengthen spine here. So the weight's not forward, the weight is back. You can bend your knees and then start to walk it out. Bend one knee at a time. Kind of warming up here. Don't forget to breathe, my loves, in and out through the nose. If you need to take a break, feel free and lower the knees. You can push back into child's pose and then join us when you're ready. Really breathing, sending that tailbone up, keeping that bend in the knees if you need to. Breathing, pressing through the hands. Take a nice deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh. Then we're going to go ahead, lower down to the mat. Touch the toes, widen the knees, press back into child's pose. Release the heart and head down. Take a deep breath in. And sigh. Keep breathing. And go ahead, use your hands to walk your body up. Nicely done, friends. All right. Go ahead, take your time and come up to stand at the top of your mat. So this is about the time I take my gloves off, because we're not going to need them. So we're going to stand in Tadasana, or mountain pose. So at the top of your mat, your feet are hip-width distance apart, rooting down into the floor. Your thighs are engaged, right? So you're kind of squeezing them a little bit so your kneecaps lift up. Your tail is tucked, right? Your tailbone slightly tucked under. Your belly button is drawn into your spine. Your heart is lifted, shoulders are down, palms are facing front, and your chin is slightly tucked. And the very last thing for Tadasana or mountain pose is you're going to squeeze all of your bathroom muscles and draw them in and up, right? Similar to the Kegel muscles, right? Any sort of bathroom muscles you have, squeeze them, draw them in and up. That's the root lock. So you're fully engaged here. Mountain pose or Tadasana. Breathing nice and strong. If someone were to come over to you and try and push you over, you wouldn't budge. That's how grounded you are. Keep breathing. And go ahead, put your hands on your hips, and you're going to inhale, step your right foot back to a nice high lunge. Now when you're in high lunge, check your alignment. Make sure your knee is over your ankle, your back leg is straight and reaching back, navel is drawn in, heart is lifted, shoulders are down. We're really letting our legs do the work here, right? They're nice and strong. They definitely can hold us. If you need to ease off, you can always bring your foot in a little bit. It's perfectly fine, right? You're still getting the benefits. If you want more of a stretch and a workout, move that foot back and just breathe here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And go ahead, take your arms and bring them up into a nice wide V. If this feels a little too tight for you, you can move your arms to cactus, sort of like this. Breathing here. Nice big breaths. Really activating our legs, Your navel is engaged, heart's lifted, shoulders are down. And go ahead, bring your hands to your hips and step on up. Whew. Excellent. Let's switch sides. Inhale, step the left foot back. Do a high lunge. Knees over the ankle. Back leg is straight and reaching. Navel's drawn in. Heart is lifted, shoulders are down. Breathing here. Seeing how this leg is feeling today. Remember, you can always ease off of this, loves. You can always bring your foot in, and that's perfectly fine. Woo. Breathing here. Go ahead, bring your arms up to a nice wide V or a cactus. Open chest, breathing deeply. And then bring your hands to your hips and step on up to the top of the mat. Shake out those legs. I like to bounce my heels and twerk a little bit to loosen all those thigh muscles and the tushy muscles. And come back to your Tadasana. Put your hands on your hips. Engage that navel, the heart is lifted, the shoulders are down. You're squeezing that root lock, right? Those bathroom muscles. Oh, it's like that ooh feeling. So give me some of that. All right. Inhale, step the right foot back to that high lunge. Now, your back heel, turn it down, pivot it onto the mat, okay? Look at your feet. Make sure your front heel is perpendicular, right smack dab in the middle of the arc of your back foot. You want this bend in the front knee. And go ahead, open your chest out to me. So it's nice and wide. Now, look down at your front leg. You want your front knee to be moving out instead of in. If it moves in, you might hurt your knee. So shift it out so you can see your big toe standing up nice and tall. Now, tuck your tail, draw your navel in, heart lifted, shoulders down. Put your arms out in a T. Boom. Excellent. Turn your palms over. Make sure your shoulders aren't here, but down here. And then flip them once more and turn your gaze right to that middle finger. Breathing here. Warrior two. Excellent. This is such a strong pose. And then inhale. Keep your body where it's at and just tip that front arm back. Reaching down with your bottom arm. And then exhale back to warrior two. Inhale, tip back, reverse that warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, tip back, reverse that warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Go ahead, bring your hands to your hips. Turn that back heel up, face the front. And inhale, step up to the top of the mat. Nice. Okay, let's switch sides. I'm going to come to this side so you see my front view instead of my back view. I don't think you want to see that. Okay, so find your Tadasana. Hands on your hips. Standing up nice and tall, fully engaged. Give me that root lock. Excellent. And inhale, step the left foot back to that high lunge. Knowing that if you have a wall near you, you can always use it as a balance. Or if you want to keep a chair nearby, you can use that too. There's no wrong way to do this, friends. Standing up nice and tall, navel's engaged, heart is lifted, shoulders are down. Turn and pivot that left back foot down onto the mat. Ooh, got some fuzz. Check that alignment, right? Front heel perpendicular with the arc of your foot. Front knee is bent, moving outwards. So you see that beautiful big toe. Open your chest out to the front. Extend your arms. Make sure your shoulders are down. Tuck the tail, navel drawn in, heart lifted, shoulders down. Boom. Make sure you're not reaching forward, but straight up. And then turn your gaze. Breathing here for warrior two. Keep breathing. And then inhale, tip the arms back for reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, tip back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, tip back. Exhale, warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn that back heel up and step up to the top of the mat. And shake it out. Well done. Shake your hands, shake your shoulders, shake your legs. And let's go ahead, come to sit down. I like to use a pillow to sit on, but remember you can always use a folded up blanket. You just want to make sure you can sit nice and tall on top of those sits bones. So let's do a little half dragonfly. So put your right foot out straight in front of you, left foot in, kind of bent. And if you need to pull some of the flesh out of the way to make sure you're right on your sits bones, do it. If anything's in the way, move it. Oftentimes I move my belly, I move my boobs. It's totally fine. So inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, slowly walk your fingertips forward. But you want to keep a straight spine, okay? This may be a perfect stretch for you and feel so deep, and that's great. Just stay here, right? I feel a beautiful stretch, woo, in the inside of my hip, okay? Just go so far as you can while keeping a flat back where you feel that beautiful stretch. You want to make sure that that straight leg, that foot is flexed and the toes are pointing up. Breathing, feel this gorgeous stretch. And then walk your hands up. Let's switch sides. Sitting up nice and tall, and walk your hands forward, breathing in and out through the nose. This is our cool down portion of class. Always my favorite time. Just keep breathing, feel that gorgeous stretch. If you can fold all the way forward with a flat back, excellent. If not, you're beautiful. No worries. And then walk your hands up. Go ahead, come into butterfly. So bottoms of the feet together. Remembering, if you have to move those thighs out of the way, do it. Sit up nice and tall. And just bounce your knees. Release those hips a little bit. Keep breathing. And inhale, lengthen the spine. Step really tall. You've got someone who sewed a string into your crown of your head and is pulling it up. And you're going to hinge forward with a flat back as far as you can go while keeping that straight back. I feel a nice stretch right here. Some of you may be able to come all the way down with that flat back. Go for it. Me, this is great for me. So breathe. And if you'd like, feel free to round the back, release the head. Breathe into the spine, breathe into the hips. And use your hands to walk your torso up. Come off your pillow or your blanket and come to lay down on a flat back. Go ahead, draw your knees into your chest. Now, if you're like me and you have a belly, you can widen your knees. Totally cool, right? Or you can keep them close together. Whatever's comfortable for you. Release your shoulders into the floor. Press your lower back into the floor. And just rock side to side a little bit. Massaging the lower back. You can go ahead and close your eyes. This is the part of the practice where we really get to relax. And you can make little circles with your knees. And then reverse directions. And we're going to move into our final pose, which is Shavasana. Traditionally, it's practiced with your feet spread wide, and your arms down at your side. This is super uncomfortable for me, and there's really no wrong way to Shavasana. So I like to put pillows underneath my knees so it releases my lower back so I can relax. I also like to put a blanket over my body. Sometimes I like to Shavasana. I'll grab my pillow and Shavasana like this. Or you can Shavasana on your belly. If you have a couch nearby or a recliner or a bed, go lay down in that and get as comfortable as you possibly can. Really take this time to get comfy. I'm just going to sit here and talk you through it for a little bit. So getting nice and comfy in your Shavasana, whatever that may be. Close your eyes. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale, sigh. Inhale. Exhale, sigh. Close the lips of your mouth. Separate your teeth. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And breathe. And really melt into the floor. Let gravity pull you down to truly rest in the earth. And know that she will hold you. There's truly nothing left for you to do right now but to Shavasana with me. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Inhale. Exhale. Shavasana. slowly start to deepen the breath, bringing movement back into your toes and your fingertips, circling your wrists, circling your ankles, reaching your arms above your head to stretch, and slowly make your way up to a seated position. Be nice and gentle with yourself, taking your time, and remembering you can always come to a pillow or a blanket. Rest your hands in your laps, close your eyes, and reconnect with your breath. Noticing if it feels any different, or maybe it feels the same. Just notice. And bring your hands to heart center in that prayer mudra. Connect the thumbs to the sternum. The light inside of me honors and bows to the light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly feel honored that I'm able to guide you through this practice. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and share with friends. Thank you so much. Hope to see you again soon. Cut.